everyone. Lloyd from the Tomball Innovation Lab here today to introduce a new series that we'll be doing here at the Tomball Library. We're calling it Lab Rats. Lab Rats will cover builds that we do within the lab and show you guys a project from start to finish. The idea is to hopefully get you a little bit interested in what we have to offer and allow you to understand a little bit of how these things work, so that hopefully whenever we open back up, you can come in and do your own projects here as well. This week we're going to be doing a Digivice build, so we're going to 3D print an object and then paint it at the end. We're going to go through that today with the file setup so that we are ready to print. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how we set up the file that we've downloaded for our printer here. Now what I'm going to be using is our smaller printer, the Monoprice, simply because it's not something that requires a large print, and I don't want to waste a filament on the larger printer that we have, which is a little bit harder to find now. It uses a different form factor than the one on the smaller. The smaller uses the more standard 1.75 millimeter, and the larger uses a 2.85 millimeter, which is usually rounded up to 3. So it's a little bit harder to find. So we're going to use filament that we have a little bit more of and is easy to replace. So for this, the first thing that we need to do is find our file. Now we've downloaded our file from one of the many different repositories online, whether that be Yegi or Thingiverse, what have you. I've already downloaded ours here, so I'm going to go ahead and go in and find it. It's in our downloads, and it's right here, this Digivice. Now, you may not see it right away, but it is there on the plate. So if I zoom in a little bit here and change my view, it's got to be shift. There we go. There's our file. Look at how small that is. Oop, there we go. So you can see how small this little thing is on this. this build plate isn't even that big. On this build plate, this is a very tiny file. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix this up so that it prints at the size that we want, as well as in the orientation where we want. So first thing, let's take care of the size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this object. And then over here we have our different options. So movement, we have scaling, we have rotation, we have mirroring of objects, and then we have some settings that we can do in support blockers. We're just going to do a simple scale. And for this one, I already know 1,000 looks pretty decent, right? That's a pretty good one. But I'm actually going to bump it up a little bit more. We're going to go 1,500. So we have a little bit more detail that will hopefully get picked up in things like the center place here, as well as the depth on the buttons and such. And we're going to be printing at a normal setting here, simple 1.5. So it won't be too crazy of a print time, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. Now, on top of that, this object is laying flat, and you can see here it's got a little clip on the back for your belt or to place it on other objects here. And right now, this curved clip, I don't want to print that directly on the bed. In all honesty, I want this to print going straight up and down. So I want the top of the Digivice, if this front face was facing me, I want that to be up here. So I'm going to rotate this as well. It makes it look a little bit better with the final product, I feel. And so what we're going to do here is whenever I click on rotate, which is this one here, the object has now these 3 different rotational axes, right? So we have our X, our Y, and our Z. So I'm going to rotate this one here until it's at 90 degrees, and you can see it. Pop. And when that finishes, it auto sets this so that the base of the model is now on the build plate itself. So when I look at this, there's the base. And now we have this building out here. Now I've done a test print with a smaller object scale. It came out pretty good, but I want to try and get this a little bit larger for that better detail, hopefully, in the lettering. We'll see, but the clip came out just fine. There was no issues with it. But the other thing that we have to take a look at now here is you'll notice we've got these red marks, right? These red marks underneath. This is actually showing that we are having support issues here. There's an overhang, and this overhang is going to require some supports. Now, there's also red marks throughout here, like on this lip here. I'm not going to build supports into everything. I'm just going to build supports into the base model. So to take care of that, we click our drop down here. These are presets. We're going to go to custom, and then we're going to take a look at support. So we're going to make sure that we generate supports. We do want this to happen. And then for the placement, I just want it to be touching the build plate. So these supports will generate down here at the bottom and move on up. Support overhang angle, we can say that would be 60. So at 60, that's where that's going to start happening. Another thing I want to do is mess with how this is going to adhere to the build plate itself. I don't want to build this directly to the plate. I want this to be part of a raft so that I can pull off the supports a little bit easier as well. So with build plate adhesion, right now we have set to brim. I'm going to go ahead and set to raft. It's going to add a little bit more build time as well as material use for our object, but it's going to be easier to peel off and pull away later on. And then the other thing that we're going to do here, we're going to change some of the settings. So I'm going to be using this sort of royal, almost translucent blue. It's not quite translucent, it's still a little full. I'm going to be using this blue filament, and I know that its temp is going to be a little bit different than some of the other filaments I've used before. Usually your range is going to be somewhere from like 195 Celsius to about 230 Celsius, 230 being on the high end. And that's not often that you need that. A lot of times the base print temp is going to be like 200 Celsius. I found that for this filament, I need to actually up it a little bit more. So I'm going to change the material settings here. So here's my print temp. So this is what the nozzle extruder's temperature would be. I want to set that to 220. So it's going to be a little bit on the higher end, but ensures that it flows out a little bit better. And then for our plate temperature, usually 60 is fine. I'm going to bump that to 70 as well, just to make sure. Now, one final thing that I want to do on this, I want to change the speed. The speed is going to help the materials adhere a little bit better. It's going to give us a little bit more detail overall. Now, this will slow it down. So my print time is going to be drastically increased. But I've found that 20 millimeters a second is a really good speed for the detail that I want to do here. So right now I have it set to infill of 10% with a grid. This is going to make it somewhat light. It's not going to be too full of material, so it should hopefully reduce time a little bit. But this is the settings that I want for this print. We want a 220 degrees Celsius temp, a 20 millimeter second speed. For my supports, I need to make sure that they're enabled, and I'm going to have them touching the build plate only. And then for build plate adhesion, I'm going with a raft. And we're going to build that raft on top of the base plate there. Alright, so this is now set to go. So when I re-click here, we're good. You'll see here we have it set to generic PLA. If I wanted to, I could go into here and change the medium that we're printing with, or I could try and find a specific brand. Now that we have this set, the next thing that we need to do is we need to slice this and load it up to our SD card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit slice here, and that's going to prepare it for printing. You can see here, this is an estimated amount of time. 6 hours, 14 minutes is going to be this print time. So it's going to be a long print, even for something this small. But we're going with a longer print because we want a little bit more detail and a little bit more fine control with that. So if I wanted to do a quick prototype, sure, I could try that. But I want to try and get as much detail on this as I can for when I do the final paint. I want to not have to fill in too much of that detail with hand-created stuff using a Dremel or a pick or something like that. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is save this here. So I'm going to save this to a local file on the computer here, and then I will load that to an SD card, a micro SD, that I will then put into this monoprice. The drivers for this don't work as well putting it through to Cura, so I just load it separately to the SD card and print from there. Alright, lab rats, that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to show you guys the time-lapse build of that Digivice, the 6+ hours that it runs, hopefully in something a lot more condensed so you can see it from start to finish there. This has been Lloyd, and I'll see you guys again next time. Have a good one.